Smart automation, better business. Learn how to optimize your business with Solved.
Hello and welcome back to the Solved YouTube channel, your go-to source for Salesforce and Revenue Cloud knowledge. I'm Jared Christensen. I'm a certified Salesforce consultant specializing in Revenue Cloud and implementing it for high-growth teams. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Advanced Configurator, how to get past some of the errors that you might run into as you're setting it up that are very common. I ran into them. Many people run into them. And so if you're running into them, this video hopefully will be very helpful to you. If it is, make sure to check out our other videos. But let's jump into how to set up the Advanced Configurator inside of your Salesforce Revenue Cloud org. All right, one thing that the documentation on configuring the Advanced Configurator doesn't actually mention, at least not at this time, is that you do need to come into your user within Salesforce and add a permission to be able to enable the Advanced Configurator. So I'm going to come to my user to show you this. The permission set that you need to give yourself is called the Advanced Configurator Designer. So make sure to give that to yourself before moving forward. That should be the first step so that you can not run into any issues. Without this permission set, you won't even be able to, within revenue settings, enable the Advanced Configurator rules and constraints. So that's a key thing to note, first step to do. And if you have enabled this, you may see errors. And so I'll walk through that here. When you try to quote or do anything, you're going to see this error saying something went wrong while running the configuration rules, missing status field. And this is an error that a lot of people will run into as they're setting up the Advanced Configurator. And what to do to get past this is you just need to follow the steps in this documentation here called Configure Advanced Configurator. I'll make sure to link this in the description of the video, but it has some really good steps that you can follow where you're going to set up 3 fields and you're going to follow the steps here in these 3 fields on the quote line, order item, and asset action source. And once you've set that up, you will then make some updates to your active sales transaction context definition. So you're going to go to that extended context definition that you have, and you're going to update it. You're going to add an attribute called Constraint Engine Node Status on the sales transaction item node. And I'll go ahead and show this actually. So if I come here to in my org where it is set up, and I'm going to go to context definitions, custom definitions, and I'm going to go to, this is my currently active extended sales transaction context definition. I'll click edit, next, and on the asset action source, you're going to make, which one doesn't tell you first? So first it tells you to make the Constraint Engine Node Status attribute on the sales transaction item. So you'll come in here, you go to the sales transaction item node, and you'll create the Constraint Engine Node Status. You don't have to put that __C, it'll add that for you, but so just follow the instructions here, and then you'll put input, output, and string, and then you're going to make also another attribute on the asset action source. So on the asset action source, right here, you're going to make this asset constraint engine node status attribute. And then you'll make sure to click next and then add the tags. So again, you add the tag for that asset constraint engine node status, and you'll add the tag for the sales transaction item. Constraint node engine status. engine node status, you add the tag for that, and then make sure to save. Once you've added the tag, then it's going to have you in the next steps come to edit the mappings. So it's going to have you edit the quote entities mapping, the order entities mapping, and the asset entities mapping. And it will give you the steps there. But you're going to map from, on the quote entities mapping, you're going to map the constraint engine node status attribute that you just created to the constraint engine node status field that you created on the quote line item object. And I'll show what that looks like. And the other ones look pretty similar, so I'll just show this one. So I'll come here. And again, I always recommend that you use the search here to narrow it down. And sometimes this screen can be slow. So we're mapping from the sales transaction item, and it'll show up in your unmap, so you have to select it first. But that constraint engine node status attribute that you created, and you're mapping it up to the quote line item object inside of the field constraint engine node status that you created. And then it's going to have you do that same thing on the order entities mapping. And then on the asset entities mapping, you'll do a similar thing, but with the asset constraint engine node status attribute and the constraint engine node status field on the asset action source. Once you've done that, and make sure that your context definition is activated, you're going to create a trigger on the quote line, and you can just copy and paste in this text here. And then you'll then want to go to the revenue settings and enable the Advanced Configurator. And it's called Setup Advanced Configurator Rules and Constraints. I'll show that. So you come here to Revenue Settings. Come down here to Set Up Advanced Configurator Rules and Constraints. Make sure that's enabled. And once that's enabled, you should be good to go. Again, if you then go and try to edit a quote and you see this error, it means that you probably went wrong somewhere in that whole process. Make sure to drop a comment in the description in the video below, and hopefully we can help you out, or other people can as well. But you probably did something wrong in this process here. The other thing is, you might think after making those updates, okay, let's go make a constraint model. But you may come here, search for constraint, and not see constraint models showing up in the app launcher. The reason for that is that tab is sometimes hidden by default. And so how you'll fix that is coming to Profiles, and you're going to go to whatever profile your user's using. For me, it'd be System Admin. I'll just go to any here, just for this example. You want to edit it, and then you can search for constraint models, and the tab is going to say hidden. You want to update that to default on, so that it's invisible. Once that's done, then you'll be able to come here, go to constraint models, and you should be able to see your constraint models, and you can start creating some very cool and very powerful advanced constraints. So hopefully this was helpful with getting your org set up to start using the Advanced Configurator. If you run into anything, please let us know. Drop a comment in the description below. And if this was helpful, go check out our other videos on Revenue Cloud and other Salesforce topics like Agentforce. We also have other videos out on the context definitions. If you have any questions there, make sure to go check those out, as those can be very helpful as you're getting up to speed with Revenue Cloud and learning about context definitions. Thanks.
Thank you so much for watching. We can't wait to help you automate your business. Please like, comment, or subscribe for more.